Back in the late 90s when Smash 64 was released in Japan, they held some competitions, but the release of Melee is what really sparked the competitive scene's revolution. By 2002, there were small events being held in different areas all over the US. Most of these were in people's garages or small local venues and didn't see many competitors numbers-wise, but it helped build a sense of community. To this day, you'll see college kids carrying CRT TVs across campus just to play Melee with the same few people every week. And with Nintendo never coming out and directly supporting the scene, in fact, going out of their way to do the exact opposite a lot of the time, these grassroots themes have been deeply rooted within our community. The thing with grassroots events is they don't really bring in a lot of money. Unlike big games like Dota or Overwatch that get developer support,
oh my goodness,
Smash more often than not relies on the community for a prize pool. Generally, the money being used by everybody to enter is the pot for the whole event, with the winner taking all of it or it getting split by a certain amount among the top cut. $5 a person, 20 people, you got a $100 prize pool. While this amount can get pretty high at huge open bracket majors, once you start to pay out anything more than the top 8, you're making practically nothing. Throughout the years, there's been a few events or series that have broken these standards and provided a much more lucrative prize pool. What's going on, guys? It's Jazara and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing y'all the top 10 biggest prize pools in Smash Bros history. To be completely honest with you, the whole top 10 is filled up with either Ultimate or Melee events, so to show a little bit of love to the other scenes, I'm going to be showing off the other 3 titles' biggest tournament of all time and giving a little bit of a recap on it. Before we get into the list, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the game that started it all, Smash 64. This title definitely has the smallest player base of all the main games, outside of maybe Brawl and Smash 4 in the current day, just because most of those players have moved on to the preceding titles after it was released. All of the top 6 biggest prize pools events have been Super Smash Con events, which makes sense given it's the biggest 64 tournament of the year. Its biggest year was 2015, which had a $6,540 prize pool. Funnily enough, 2015 actually had the least amount of entrants out of any of the Super Smash Con events. It was because of a $5,000 pot bonus that the prize pot ended up being so high. Smash 64 Legend Super Boom Fan took home the event, both singles and doubles, and racked in a solid $2,354 with a mixture of Captain Falcon, Pikachu, and Donkey Kong. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the scene was generally grassroots, not receiving many big events at all. While there was Apex in the MLG series, which provided a good amount of money to the community through their circuit series, it never quite reached the 5-figure mark. Well, outside of one event. In 2010, the MLG series ran 5 Brawl events throughout the US, which counted as qualifiers for their final event, MLG Dallas. In Dallas, 8 of the strongest Brawl players in North America qualified through the circuit to face off in the final bracket. Along with the 8 invited players, there was an open bracket as well where 8 players could qualify for the remaining spots. There was a huge match throwing controversy between the 2 best players in North America at the time, Mewtwo King and ADHD, at the previous event, resulting in both of them receiving a ban for the final. Because of this, the crown was up for grabs by any of the competitors. Out of these 8 that qualified, G-Ness, a Diddy Kong player from the Texas area, was the one to make the surprise run of the event. G-Ness was a very good player, but I don't think anybody expected him to do what he ended up doing, winning the whole event, which had a $35,000 prize pool, over 4 times larger than the next highest. G-Ness proved that he could do it in the moment that counted the most, and brought home a huge $12,500 check for getting first place. This was the first time a Smash tournament had hit a 5-figure prize pool and would remain the highest paying event for the next 5 years, eventually being surpassed by Hungrybox at Battle of the 5 Gods in 2016. If you'd be interested to eventually see a full recap of this tournament, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. Smash 4 was the first title where we saw consistent support from different organizations from the release. The community had multiple big events, like EVO 2016 or Game Timer Expo 2017, but the biggest prize pool came from the 2GG Championship. Throughout the year, 2GG ran a different themed event every month, with the top placers earning points to eventually qualify for the final. With many of the game's greatest players in attendance, it was one of the most exciting and unpredictable tournaments in the game's history. The victor ended up being the GOAT himself, MKLeo, who was on an absolute monster run, double eliminating the #1 player in the world. Again, if you guys would be interested in seeing a full breakdown of the whole tournament series, or any other past event for that matter, be sure to leave a comment down below and suggest them. Now that we got those titles out of the way, we're going to look at the big dogs of the Smash community, Melee and Ultimate, which dominantly hold all of the top 10 spots. At number 10, we have Mango's victory at Smash Summit 14 with a $53,000 prize pool. The 2-time Summit champion was able to unknowingly secure the final Summit championship to help close out his extremely strong 2022 season. With the mixture of his classic Fox and Falco, Mango dominated at this event, refusing to even go to Game 5 a single time. The GOAT picked up wins over Leffen, Cody Schwab, Hungrybox, and Amsa. This event narrowly beat out events like the Ludwig Smash Invitational and Smash 4's 2GGC Championship. Number 9 is Cody Schwab's first Summit Summit win at Summit 12, which had a prize pool of almost $57,000. Hungry for his first Summit victory, Cody went on an absolutely insane run at this event. After picking up a win over Hungrybox in the group phase, he went on to beat Leffen, Amsa, Zane, and had a masterclass of Fox vs Falco against Mango in Grand Finals, 3-0ing him and marking Cody's biggest tournament win, at least when it comes to prize pool. Number 8 is Hungrybox's first entry on this list and another Summit. Hope you guys don't get tired of me saying that. With a considerable jump in the prize pool, boasting a respectful $68,000, Smash Summit 9 clocked in as the third biggest Melee Summit. This was a peak Hungrybox. 3-0'd Axe, Amsa, Mango, Fiction, and Plup in Swiss pools. Then in the main bracket went on to beat Nun, Mango, and Plup again, before eventually getting taken down by Plup in set 1 of Grand Finals. HBox bounced back with a 3-1 and took home one of the biggest events of his career. Number 6 and 7 are held by the respective winners of the Ultimate and Melee Finals at the Smash World Tour 2021 Championship, each with a prize pool of around $75,000. This was one of the most exciting events we've seen in the history of Smash. Period. We saw players from the US, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Australia, Spain, the UK, Sweden, France, the Dominican Republic, Germany, Ecuador, Chile, Panama, Pakistan, and Hong Kong in attendance. On the Melee side, Plup came into this event looking amazing and was given the second seed. The Sheik and Fox co-main went on a completely unscathed run throughout the whole tournament. With wins over Ginger, Shipu, Ice, and Aklo in the group phase, Plup dominantly swept through Pipsqueak, Amsa, and double eliminated Wizrobe and winners in Grand Finals. For Ultimate, this was peak MKLeo. He dropped 4 games throughout the whole event, 2 of which were in the group phase to Pelly and Myron. That's it. 4. He beat Pelly, Myron, J Dizzle, and Anathema to make it out of his groups, then 3-0'd to Buzz, Cola, and Spargo to make it into Grand Finals winner's side. Cosmos was able to take him to Game 5 in Grand Finals, but in typical GOAT fashion, MKLeo came out on top and took the event home through winner's side. Now entering the top 5, we're going to see all Summit events from here. Smash Summit 5 was the second largest Melee Summit, with a prize pool of almost $84,000. This is when Summit truly began to pick up steam, and it showed with a prize pool and the insanely stacked roster of talent. Its victor was Hungrybox, who's clocking in his second entry on this list and finishing up his first year of his 3-year-long campaign as #1 in the world. The first seed swept through the first round of pools with relative ease, and in the main bracket was looking just the same. With a path of 4 Fox players in a row, yes, 4, SFAT, Mango, Leffen, then finally Armada in Grand Finals, Hungrybox conquered the gauntlet and took the event home through winner's side, getting his second and final entry on this list. In number 4, we have the final installment of the Summit series, and one of Ultimate's most stacked invitationals of all time, if not the most stacked. Ultimate Summit 6. Akala ended up winning this event from loser's side. This is the first event on the list to hit the 6-figure mark in the prize pool, with a respectable $104,000 in total. This event saw the best players from the US, Canada, France, Mexico, and Japan duke it out for the chance to be crowned as the final Summit champion. He swept through his pool of Skyjay, Karama, and Void without losing a set and was looking like he was on track to sweep through the whole event. His first set of main bracket was an unexpected loss to Big D's Ice Climbers, and after that, Japan's best went to work with one of the strongest Summit losers runs we've ever seen, beating MKLeo, Gluttony, Banham, Karama, and 3-0ing Big D in the runback. He was now facing off against Tweak in Grand Finals. Akola was able to double eliminate the Sephiroth and keep him from getting his second Summit win. This was also Akola's first Summit win, making him 1-0 at Summits, and he's gonna have that record permanently. The third biggest prize pool of all time is our final Melee event, and Mango's second entry on this list, Smash Summit 11. This event was notable for many reasons. It was the first offline Melee major in over a year due to the pandemic taking place, and was going to show who was truly the best player in the world. It also set the record for the biggest prize pool at the time it was announced, with a staggering $155,000. For Mango fans, this is an all-time classic. After losing the Plup round 1 of the main bracket, Mango crawled back through losers, defeating Moki, Nun, Cody Schwab, Plup in the runback, then Hungrybox to make Grand Finals. In Grand Finals, we saw one of the most memorable and exciting sets of Melee that we've ever seen. In set 1, Mango was down 0-2 to Zane's Marth and miraculously made a reverse 3-0 sweep, even taking 2 games on Final Destinations, which is seen as Marth's best stage in the matchup. Zane started with a lead in the second set as well. Up 4 stocks to 2 Game 5, Mango came all the way back, closing it out with a Nair to Shine conversion. This helped solidify Mango's legacy and longevity, showing he's clearly one of the best competitors in the world still. The final 2 events are both Ultimate Summits, starting with Ultimate Summit 4 in early 2022. With a $157,000 prize pool and many of the strongest players in the world, there was one shining prospect that ended up taking home the whole event and truly started to define his legacy as one of the ultimate greats. Spargo cleaned up his pool, only dropping a single game to Lavish, and entered the main bracket as the 2nd seed. He beat his fellow Mexican competitors Chag and MKLeo 3-1 each to make it to winners finals, where he met off against Light. Light was on a crazy run as well, beating his bracket demon, then getting a game 5 win over Tweak, and was up 2-1 on Spargo. But Spargo decided that enough was enough. He brought it all the way back the next 2 games to get his spot in grand finals, where he once again met off against Light. And well, let's just say it didn't go very well for the Fox. This marks Spargo's first of many major wins. Finally, the biggest prize pool in Smash Bros history. If you've made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe, and comment on the video letting me know which one of these tournaments is your favorite. It really helps me out a lot. Let's get right into this. With the biggest prize pool in Super Smash Bros history, we have Smash Ultimate Summit 3. The event was originally set to take place in June of 2020, but once again, due to the pandemic, the event was postponed until August of 2021. With a prize pool of $159,000, this was the biggest and most lucrative Ultimate event of all time, with every competitor fighting for some of that sweet prize pool. In the end, it was the United States' best, Tweak, that took home the whole event. After a rough day 1 performance, losing to both Aaron and Spargo, who at this time was just stepping into the spotlight as a top player, Tweak left a lot to be desired. Despite losing these 2 sets in pools, Tweak bounced back and was able to overcome Meister 3-1 in the group phase to make it out of the winner side of bracket. After that, we saw some of the best Smash we've ever seen from Tweak. Starting with a 3-0 over MKLeo, he then beat Mars 3-0 and Spargo 3-1 for grand finals. MKLeo ended up making it all the way back through losers in one of his strongest losers runs he's ever made, but didn't have what it took to overcome Tweak, who took the set 3-1 and claimed his one and only Summit victory, and his cut of the biggest Super Smash Bros. Prize pool of all time. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I really appreciate every single one of you that stuck around until the end. This video took a lot of work, a lot of research to put all together, but I hope you all really enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite videos that I've made so far, and I'm very proud of it. The Smash Bros community definitely needs some help on the prize pooling. I see some of these other events, man, I see $15 million prize pools and stuff like that. We need a little cut of that. I got lots more Smash content coming soon, working on Smash content with a lot of other creators as well. And if you guys are interested in music or the NBA, I have a new channel going where I'm going to be doing video commentary / little documentary style videos on different artists or players throughout history. Just anything that I find really interesting on there. It's going to be just a commentary kind of channel. So, if that's something that you guys would be interested, be sure to run it up down below. I'm going to have the links in the description and the link to the first video that I made on there. YouTube thinks that you're really gonna like this video right here, but me personally, I feel like this one right here is a little more your style. You gotta let me know though and click on one of them. Until next time, guys.